Hi everyone, welcome back to WesKnows Tech News and Reviews. We've had the Amazfit GTR2 with us for about 6 weeks now, and if at first glance we were dazzled with the huge 1.39-inch HD color AMOLED display with 326 ppi, later we were impressed with the massive amount of latest and innovative tech for the budget price of $180 or £160. Such as stress level monitoring, sleep stage analysis, blood oxygen saturation measurement, 24-hour heart rate monitoring, workout smart alerts, 6 auto-detected workouts, Pi, and so much more. And 6 weeks in, I'm asking myself how I did without the GTR2 before. If you are new to WesKnows Tech News and Reviews, we talk about the latest tech news. We do brutally honest reviews and share hacks and tricks along the way. I want to use the video today to tell you about what actually makes the GTR2 stand out in the sub $200 price bracket. We'll do a deep dive on the most awesome and most useful features and functions of this smartwatch. Also, because I have been using the watch quite extensively, I will tell you about the tips and tricks and some of the hidden options behind the numerous screens, the customizations and so forth available on the smartwatch. So as we go through the video, as we talk about the particular design, display, features and functions, I'll be giving you those tips as we go along. I'll kick off with a recap of the design and the display of the Amazfit GTR2, and then we'll continue with the features and functions. Let's get into it. The watch case has an aluminium finish. The watch back is plastic. Silicone straps are the 22mm quick release ones. The watch is fully touch activated, but there are 2 buttons on the right for additional efficiency. The top right is the power button, while the bottom one can be programmed to take you to a screen you require quick access to. When we reviewed the first version of the GTR, we called it a fashion smartwatch for its 1.2-inch AMOLED display. It had an ergonomic design and a ceramic bezel. The GTR2 has raised the bar even higher. If previously we had the 42 and 47mm versions, now the GTR2 comes in one size, 47mm, but there are 2 styles that can come in, the Sport and Classic. We have the Sport edition in front of us. Dimensions of the watch are 46.4 by 46.4mm, and it's very thin at just over 10mm up on your wrist. The glass front is actually 3D Corning Gorilla Glass with an anti-fingerprint coating, so you do have some protection against the knocks and bumps. You also get a crisp 1.39-inch AMOLED 454 by 454 pixel resolution display. That's 326 ppi, by the way. There's no bezel to limit the display surface as it stretches all the way to the watch case. The colors are great and there's some really beautiful watch faces available in the Zepp app. And just preempting the question, with Amazfit and the Zepp app, there is no difference if you use an Android device or an iOS device. So it doesn't matter if you're using, let's say, a Samsung or an iPhone. Now that the recap and the introductions have been done, let's get into the details where I will actually explain why this smartwatch has many more premium features than most other smartwatches in the overcrowded price bracket of $150 to $200. I want to start off with sports and activities. So the GTR2 brings 90 sport modes and all of them are goal-based. So if on the previous smartwatch, on the GTR1, you had just 12 sport modes, now you get 90. That's absolutely huge. Now you get 12 sport modes on the favorite screen, but you can add more by choosing from all of these categories like outdoor sports, combat sports, dance. And within these categories, you have plenty more sport modes, something like Zumba, karate, fencing, etc. There's also auto activity recognition for 6 sport modes. And they are outdoor running, treadmill, walking, outdoor cycling, pool swimming, and elliptical workouts. Another major benefit here is that we get a barometric altimeter. So it's not the GPS altimeter, it's barometric. The watch will now be able to tell you how many floors you've climbed. So the GPS altimeter can't do that. On top of that, we also get 3 gigabytes of allocated storage. So about a gigabyte of that will be used up by system files, but nonetheless, you'll be left over with about 2 GB for your music or other audio media that you want to listen to while you're doing your workouts or while you're running. There are some additional sport features which are not that obvious. So in the workouts widget, choose a sport and go to settings. There are 2 options here apart from the workout goals that many people miss out on. Firstly, you can set the tumbler to on for auto pause, and this is particularly useful for walks and runs. Then you have a screen called workout reminders. Tapping here will get you to smart alerts, such as safe heart rate, which is essentially a heart rate cap, and once you're over it, the watch vibrates and beeps, letting you know that you should lower your heart rate. So this is particularly useful for those athletes that know which heart rate zone they actually want to target during their workouts. There's also a pace alert. So if you're out running, this is particularly useful for you because you can set a particular pace you want to be running at. If you fall under it, the watch will vibrate and let you know that you're going too slowly, and it will actually show you the pace you're running at on the watch face. So very advanced, very useful, but it is hidden under this name, workout reminders. So do check it out. Now that we've done talking about sports, let's talk about the health monitoring. So I'll be covering the most useful features and functions that I like, but if you want to have a more comprehensive view, then please go to the comprehensive reviews that we've previously done on the GTR2. And I've actually left links in the description below the video as well as in the cards, which should be popping up somewhere around now. And also there's an end screen at the end of the video, which will take you to the comprehensive review. The most important and wholesome health metric is Pi. As we all know, it's a metric that represents your cardiovascular health in a single value. Your goal is to keep the Pi number over 100 points. That's the general rule of thumb. The Pi widget is very informative, with the day's heart rate plotted to show periods of intense activities or lack of those. Follow the screen below and you will see the intensity distribution map. For more information, just click on the eye for more details. The GTR2 also gets a stress monitor, and once again the attention to detail is astounding. The colors are deep and rich, the color grading, shading, and the graphic contours scream premium. Here you have an option to choose automatic stress testing, and it will plot your measurements over the last 7 days on the watch face. Okay, so there's also a trick with stress monitoring. If you want it on continuously, not just spot readings, you've got 2 options of doing that. So you can do it from your watch face. So when you go to the stress app, actually as you scroll down, you will have a button on or off for automatic stress tests. Or if you want to do it the smart way, you can go to the Zep app and go into your health monitoring screen. Over there, you can actually switch the tumbler from off to on for automatic stress level monitoring. Then of course we get the SpO2 monitor, aka blood oxygen saturation. Unfortunately, it's on demand and there is no continuous tracking, say during the night or during an exercise, to identify threats of chronic or immediate respiratory conditions. Yet the spot readings are in line with the medical grade pulse oximeter that we have here. So let me demonstrate right now how accurate the SpO2 as well as the heart rate monitor is. Having covered sports and now health, let's get into the fun features. Okay, so we know that the watch has a speaker and a microphone. With the speaker, it's easy. You can hear alerts, music, the person on the other line. Did you know that? Well, you can actually take calls off the watch with the GTR2. Don't get me wrong, you still need to be connected to your phone via Bluetooth, but at least you don't have to pull it out if you don't want to. What's the mic for? Well, it's either to speak to your mom on the phone or to give voice commands to the actual watch. The trick here is that you may need to adjust the volume of the speaker, and you can do it from the watch face or from the Zep app. Let me show you how you can do that. Another great new feature on the GTR2 is the shortcut cuts function. You only need to swipe to the right to view information stacked in a drawer-like fashion, such as weather, events, countdowns, background programs in use, and common application information, which greatly improves efficiency. So there's no need to scroll through stuff you don't need at that particular time. Also, I want to mention battery life on this thing. So the manufacturer claims 14 days with typical usage. Now, the 14 days and typical usage by the manufacturer, those are actually guidelines for very restrictive usage. Well, in real life, it doesn't work that way. So I usually take the watch out for 2 to 3 GPS workouts every week. So that's about 2 hours of GPS time. I have it on continuous stress monitoring as well as continuous heart rate with a frequency of every 1 minute. I've also got sport mode auto detection switched on. And with all of that, this watch lasts me between 6 and 8 days. If you are after more comprehensive reviews, if you want more details, more deep dives, then please go and watch our prior reviews. But if you did find this tips, tricks, and hacks video useful, drop us a like. And if you want to see more of the same, then please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.